so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First black on talk radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique the Prima go way back. Tag smiling, making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted black and brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Maybe we can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the movement. So we tune in. The first things first with the queen of black talk radio, Dominique the Prima. Go sis.
First things first.
KBLA Talk 1580, good morning. Happy Monday. God bless. I'm Dominique the Prima. The show is called First Things First, and my first thing every day is prayer, giving thanks, giving praises, and asking for blessings from God, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders, and let's go. Man, it's a busy season. It's a busy time. We got a lot to talk about and a lot to do. Okay, today is Mindful Monday, but, well, our mindfulness instructor is having a mindful vacation, so we will be on our own. We'll be left to our own devices for meditation, affirmation. I got a little something for you. So hour one, we look local, what's going on the left coast side of town. Hour two, we go national, international, and beyond. Typically, we lead off with a little grounding or guided meditation, affirmation. Hour three, we do a deep dive with a hot topic or a person of interest. And today we'll be talking with poet, activist, author Luis Rodriguez. You may know him from Mi Vida Loca, probably his most famous work, which was made into a film. But he is also a poet, the proprietor of Tia Chucha bookstore and cultural center in the Valley, and a I think 2 or 3 time gubernatorial candidate for the state of California. So he may have a bit to say about that. And of course, you are invited in every hour. I think you know that by now. If you're new here, welcome. You can call in every hour at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. You can also tap in on YouTube where the folks are in the comments. And I always like to read the comments while I'm live on the air because it gives me real-time feedback from you beyond the phone. Some people just are at work or they don't like public speaking. It's the perfect way for you to weigh in, tap in, and share what is on your mind. Man, a lot of things going on in the state of California right now and across the nation. So we will have a chance to weigh in on those. Good morning, Jacqueline Anderson. Good morning, Molly Bell. Good morning, Paul Lee. Good morning to our KBLA chat chairpersons and our regulars. It's lovely to see you. It's a busy time, a busy week. I was just telling Miles, I don't know how I get myself into all these things, but you are in them with me, and looking very forward to that. So Thursday is the People's Budget Assembly. I'll be hosting that at the Center for Black Power. That starts at 7 p.m. You're invited. There's going to be dinner served. That will be free of charge. Everything will be free of charge. And if you want to go to peoplesbudgetla.com/survey, you could do that before the 16th. You could do it now. It only takes about 10 minutes. And what it does is it lets you say how you think the budgeting should go for the city of Los Angeles. Should we spend more on parks or more on cops? Should we spend more on streetlights or more on parking enforcement? That kind of thing. They give you little lists and you just You just go yes, no, yes, no. It's actually kind of fun because you're imagining what the LA of your dreams would be like. So that's happening. Then there's data that's presented to the group. Dr. David Turner and Dr. Tabitha Jones-Jolivet will do that, and then we talk about it. It's a really nice assembly at the Center for Black Power, which is right next to the Lamert Park Metro Station. It's at 46th Place, not 46th Street, not 46th Avenue, 46th Place, right across from the actual park at the BLMLA Center for Black Power. So I'll see you there on Thursday at 7. And of course, there's more to come. The following week, we'll have a screening. We're going to have the screening of the Michael Jackson movie, and we'll be giving away tickets shortly. And then on the 25th of April, which is a Saturday, we have the African Focus Incorporated Goodwill Awards. You can go to africanfocus.org if you want more information. I'll be emceeing that. That is, I got my African dress on today. This is the first one I ever bought when I went to Ghana, which was the first country I ever visited when I went back to the motherland in 2016. That was our initial trip, African Focus Trailblazer Tours. And so what we do at the Goodwill Awards is African families who live here in Los Angeles will adopt, they call it an induction, they'll adopt African American families as a way of healing the breach, the wounds of our enslavement. And it's a really beautiful ceremony. They usually bring a king over from Africa. I'm pretty sure this year we have a Yoruba king who's coming. And we do that. We give out some awards. We break bread. People dance. Everybody wears their beautiful African garb. And it is a really great networking and sort of grounding situation. There's more too, but I'd be talking all day. Earth Day, of course, is next week. Man, it's a lot going on. So stay connected with us at KBLA1580.com, at KBLA1580 on all the social media platforms. And of course, you can find me at DiPrima Radio, DiPrima, and then radio. Recently, we started streaming on Facebook, so you could see us on Facebook or YouTube. And occasionally Instagram when I decide to stream. I'm on all of those at DiPrima Radio, DiPrima, and then radio. Man, do I look skinnier? Miles? Might not be skinnier.
You feel though?
I feel shot out of a cannon, but at the same time somewhat spacey. I decided to do Dr. Goss's cleanse this weekend. Dr. Paul Goss, the organic chemist who worked for the pharmaceuticals, quit and then became sort of the godfather of West Coast herbalists. Dr. Goss is the one who trained Dr. Sebi, who trained Dr. Rab, who trained Tabidu Moja. He's like the OG, may he rest in peace. And he's the proprietor of New Body Herbs, now owned by his children. But it's an intense cleanse.
Probably feel light as a feather right now.
Yeah,
huh?
Yep. I've only done it a few times in my life. Because you drink a whole bunch of olive oil, you drink orange juice, and you don't really eat much. Of course, I was vegan for 10 days in preparation for that. Because you want to make sure your body's ready. You don't want to go from hamburger to Dr. Goss's cleanse.
Right. Yeah,
That's all bad.
That olive oil slip right out of you guys.
And then you got to come back easy. You can't just go from cleanse to hamburger either. You'll be writhing in pain.
So you're at the point where, I mean, how long of a fast or cleanse is this going to be for you?
Well, I mean, I was doing vegan for 10 days. Now I did the herbs and stuff last for 7 days.
Okay.
And then after the herbs, you stay, according to Dr. Goss, you stay vegan for the rest of your life. But I usually try to do at least 2 or 3 weeks from the cleanse of staying vegan. And mostly, he wants you to eat 80% raw foods and 20% cooked foods.
Okay. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing how this process plays out live on the air, ladies and gentlemen, every morning.
Yeah, for my long time, friends and followers. Ricky Harris, the comedian, co-hosted for me on Front Page for a while on the other radio station. Actually, he was there for a couple of years. And we did this challenge where all of us took the cleanse together. And then I chickened out. No, only Ricky did the cleanse. But I ended up doing it later. Anyway, Jasmyne Cannick joins us this hour. Looking forward to that. Man, the governor's race. What's happening in city elections. The statewide election season is here. I'm Dominique DePrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, host of The Voice of Reason, weeknights at 7 p.m. here on KBLA Talk 1580, with a personal invitation for you to join me and Insight.me as we present The Healing Box, live at Inglewood's world-famous Miracle Theater, Saturday evening, May 23rd at 7 p.m. Look, I understand your attachment style has been running your life like a rogue algorithm, and nobody has had the courage to press pause. Until now, Dr. Bakoya McCall and yours truly are curating a night where clinicians, spiritualists, and an all-star panel of Black woman healers like Dr. Shalonda Sunshine Crawford, Dr. Jashana Johnson, and spiritualist Precious McGill will join some amazing spoken word artists and the legendary comedian Louis Dix to diagnose, disrupt, and heal your relational wreckage in real time. Listen, bring your trauma. As a matter of fact, bring your baby mama. No, bring your testimony. And if you're still texting your ex at 2 a.m., baby, you're not just invited, you're the target demo. Tickets are moving fast, so grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before your dating history gets flagged as a pre-existing condition. That's themiracleinglewood.com. We'll see you there Saturday, May 23rd at 7 p.m.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a cybersecurity engineer at a publicly traded company.
We've been hacked! They're through our firewall!
How is that even possible?
They got my password.
Please don't tell me your password was password.
It's actually password 1.
This is the job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
In a world full of noise, one station keeps it real. KBLA Talk 1580, where the conversation goes deeper, the voices sound like yours, and the issues that matter most to our community take center stage. Progressive, powerful, unapologetically us. Whether you're driving through the city or tuning in from your home or office, join the public square. KBLA Talk 1580, your home for talk that enlightens, encourages, and empowers. Listen live on our free KBLA 1580 app, on our website at KBLA1580.com, or on your radio dial at 1580 AM.
Unapologetically progressive.
For the first time ever, the Action Altadena Build Together Fair and Altadena Rebuild Trade Show are coming together. If you were impacted by the Eaton Canyon fire and you're still asking, where do I start? This is for you. Join James Farr, host of KBLA Talk 1580's Conversation Live, Altadena Rising, Sunday, April 19th from 12 to 4 p.m. at the Collaboratory in Altadena. Get connected to the resources, experts, and support you need all in one place. Plus music, food, games, and prize drawings for the whole family. For more information, visit Eventbrite Altadena Rebuild Trade Show, because rebuilding starts together.
your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DePrima right now.
Right now, you're not just back to me, you're back to Jasmyne Cannick, award-winning journalist, political and cultural commentator, political strategist, and activist. Her work spans media, politics, culture. She says she's driven by curiosity, accountability, and a refusal to waste time on empty narratives. You're funny, Jasmyne. Gen X, opinionated, political, and always caffeinated.
Always caffeinated.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Miles.
Yeah.
Never forget Miles.
Well, no, you never do. You guys are the AI twins around here. Both of you guys doing, wow, I don't know if this cleanse made my voice go away, but both of you guys doing a lot in the AI space. Check out Tawanda.
I am Tawanda.ai.
I am Tawanda.ai.
On
It's actually,
socials.
it's
Yeah.
really funny, actually.
Thank
I
you.
never knew
She's
you were
got
a
a good
comedian.
story coming out today, too, because apparently she found out that Donald Trump was talking trash about the Pope. So she has to go and report on that, and she has some very interesting interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're shot out of a cannon today because I got questions for you. In California, California has experienced a political earthquake.
Yes, you could say that.
Eric Swalwell, who was, depending on which poll you look at, either in first place or second place in the California gubernatorial race, suspended his campaign, which is political speak for quit, because of sexual misconduct allegations, which seem to be building and building. And this is a pattern. One woman went on CNN. A couple women made allegations. The San Francisco Chronicle published a damning report of him forcing himself on one young staffer. Another woman said the congressman sent inappropriate sexual messages and dick pics.
So, my theme song for every election cycle is always E40's Choices. So y'all, if you know the song, it's playing, it's the bed music right now. You hear it in your head. Okay. You got choices. You have less choices than you did on Friday. But I will say this, and as a former congressional staffer, never piss off the staffers.
Ooh.
Your staffers know all of your secrets. Your staffers know everything. Always treat your staffers nice. That is why when a few months ago, remember when Katie Porter found herself all over social media
Miss
and on
Mean
the
Boss.
news for being, never piss off the staffers. I just find it really interesting because this didn't happen overnight. And I've seen many interviews of representatives and different folks, congressional representatives, saying, everyone knew Matt Gaetz and Eric Swalwell never to have young staffers around them and this and that. Well, why didn't you say anything? Like, why did it get this far? So I'm very And plus also, remember, I'm looking at it also through the lens of someone that watched this entire Democratic establishment here completely ignore Ed Buck, had nothing to say. And now I'm watching folks, again, like I did with Cesar Chavez, fall all over themselves. Folks can't run away from Swalwell fast enough. And I'm just like, okay, white female victims.
But okay. True. But I have to push back because you always say Ed Buck, Democratic strategist, which he was.
Donor. He was
donor.
Not a strategist.
Yeah, donor. After being a Republican donor. He started as a Republican donor.
Yes, he did.
Then he went to the Republican Party.
But he spent more time as a Democrat.
I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But what I'm saying is these problems cross party lines in both directions. It's not like Swalwell's the only sexual pest in this
but I'm talking
political
about the
circle.
Democratic Party.
Right.
I tell people all the time, like I really, I get popcorn and red vines for the fighting that goes on, the infighting on the other side. I don't care. I'm firmly in that Gen X era. I don't care. Okay. But when it comes to us and holding us accountable and being consistent, so I do look at things through that lens. I look at when, Black folks are the victims and how the Democratic Party makes up all kinds of excuses, even to the point of ignoring things. So I bring that to the table as well whenever I look at these situations.
So you're saying you hold us to a higher standard?
Democrats?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, if he's not good enough for governor, why is he good enough for the House?
Yeah, well, there is a pretty strong movement, mostly coming from Republicans, though, to make him step down from Congress, Eric Swalwell.
Oh, but let's see how the party feels about that, because, our votes are the number, we're playing the numbers game in the House, right? And so I'm not saying that he can't be replaced with another Democrat, because of course he can. This is California. But
so would that be Governor Newsom would get to pick someone, or is it a special election? It's a special election.
I believe it's a special
right?
election,
so
but no one wants to wait for that to happen
right.
because there'll be votes and things that happen in between. So I guess we'll really find out how the Democratic Party feels about sexual harassment and sexual misconduct when it's done by a member of the House very, very soon. Because if they start making excuses about, but we'll just wait until he's up and we'll just then no, you're not as serious as you claim to be. You're not really 10 toes down. I don't think Eric's going to be the only one. I think before it's all said and done, in terms of this gubernatorial race, there's going to be lots of stuff that comes out about folks. Of course, there are whole areas of campaign that do nothing but ops research. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
now.
I get
you do
that.
Ops research.
But to me, this is what we're a couple months out now. So
we are.
How did we get this close?
50, was it like 53, 52 days?
Okay, so how we get this close to the election and we're just now finding this out about Eric Swalwell, especially as you said, it's been an open secret. But on the other hand, I see how those open secrets operate in Hollywood. There are a number of Hollywood actors, white and black, directors, producers, who everybody knew Weinstein was a creep. Everybody knew Cosby had proclivities. Everybody insiders, just like there's certain people, everybody knows that person is gay. It's not that being gay is the same as a sexual predator, but these are open secrets that somehow don't lead to any kind of public reality.
Well, it happened. I think it was yesterday he suspended the campaign.
Yes.
The calls had gotten pretty loud, and he was 10 toes down about how he was going to fight the allegations. But of course, when your co-chairs step back, your donors start to bail,
your staff is resigning in droves.
Right. So I think he saw that he had no choice. But at the same time, I think, the media plays a role in this as well. If no one believes, or there's no one out there to put the story out there, or, because a lot of times part of it is that I remember when I was in the beginning trying to get folks to cover the Ed Buck situation when only one person had died in his apartment. I remember a certain network told me that they were afraid of being sued and they couldn't do the story.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Everybody tread really lightly with this. The candidates tread lightly until the Chronicle story. I was treading lightly with it because the only place I saw it verified was on Instagram. And that's not even verified. It's people's opinions. Twitter and Instagram, until I can get something that's, backed up with a personal testimonial or fact, I always hesitate to just repeat internet rumors.
It's hard. I know this is a very changing media landscape in this country, really in this world. But we've had a lot of news that has broken through social media and not traditional media over the past decade. But still, because of people like
receipts.
You and other folks do want it from like a mainstream outlet. And that's not always really easy. That's actually how I got into the 5 years that I spent covering the LAPD was because the LA Times wasn't covering the stories.
But for correction, for me, it's not looking for a mainstream media.
Okay.
I need a community source. I need an actual person saying it, not just an influencer writing, I think this, or everybody knows this.
Right. You want more than Candace Owens'
Yes,
opinion.
please. Yes, please.
But that's like going back to what I was saying, that's how I ended up covering the LAPD those years ago, was because even though the stories were salacious and actually so unbelievable, they ended up being true.
Right.
They ended up being true.
But you weren't copying rumors. You had sources inside the LAPD. You had actual cops that were telling you secrets.
And I remember talking to folks who was like, oh, I went to the Times and I went to so-and-so, and I guess they didn't believe. And so it's not hard for me to believe that maybe there were staffers, maybe there were folks that even today maybe did go to mainstream and got pushed back. Or remember, there are advertisers that certain entities are looking out for. There are some of these media outlets have like sort of board members or presidents that are friends with certain people. We've seen it happen on a national level, how stories get buried, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not surprising that it took this long. But again, my thing is, if he's not good enough to be California's governor, then there needs to be a real conversation about that seat in Congress.
60 seconds going into news, traffic, and sports. How do you think this reshapes the governor's race?
It doesn't. You still have choices. You have less choices than you did on Friday. And folks, particularly the undecided, who are the majority right now, need to look at all of these candidates seriously and figure out who they're going to run with. Because
so you don't think it helps Steyer or Porter or Villaraigosa or Becerra?
I mean, of course it helps when you have someone drop out, because that means their supporters now need someone else to vote
right.
for.
Hopefully it bumps one of those Republicans off the top perch. That's what I'm hoping. At least we can get
we should talk about the Republicans for half a second when we come back, about their unable to endorse Hilton over the weekend.
Their inability to endorse. Interesting. Even
there's
though
some
Donald
infighting
Trump,
going. Yes.
Even though Donald Trump endorsed
him.
Hilton.
Yes. Not that I care, but I got my popcorn and
we
red
have
vines.
to care. The reality star versus the oath keeper. Let us pray. News, traffic, and sports, and more with Jasmyne Cannick when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for starting your morning off with a voice that speaks truth to power and the powerless, getting to the heart of what matters most in our community. This is where authentic conversation meets real action. From breaking news and politics to culture and community solutions, this is where you hear perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. This is where we come together, get informed, and make change happen. You're inside First Things First with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning, sunshine. You make my day.
I'm Misty Jordan with BIN News. Now, 44-year-old Anthony Griffin is dead after being fatally shot by New York Police Department detectives Saturday at Grand Central Terminal. Police say Griffin attacked 3 people and charged at officers with a machete. Police Commissioner Patricia Tisch describes what happened when officers arrived.
The individual refused to comply with at least 20 orders to drop the knife. Officers also attempted to de-escalate and offer assistance, saying, "We are going to get you help."
The suspect, known as battle rapper Fox 5, died at the hospital. The victims are in stable condition. Colin Kaepernick is writing a book titled The Perilous Fight. It is set to come out September 15th. And some 20% of full-time American workers say AI has taken over parts of their job. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Now that the NBA regular season is over, here's what's on the menu for the Lakers and Clippers. The Lakers are meeting up with the Houston Rockets in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. Game 1 in the best of 7 is Saturday at Crypto.com, 5:30 p.m. tip-off. The Clippers are the number 9 seed in the play-in round. That means they will have to win 2 games to make the playoffs. First game is Wednesday night against Golden State at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, 7 p.m. tip-off. If the Clippers win, they would play Friday night at Phoenix or at Portland. The WNBA draft is tonight. The 3-round event starts at 4:30 on ESPN. No first-round pick for the LA Sparks because of a trade with the Seattle Storm in 2024. 4 UCLA players are projected to go in the first round: Lauren Betts, Kiki Rice, Gianna Neekins, and Gabriela Jaquez. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Tired of being locked out of job opportunities and shut down by systemic racism? KBLA Talk 1580 stands with you in fighting for the rights of black workers, and we don't black down. The Los Angeles Black Workers Center is a dynamic alliance of workers, organized labor, community-based organizations, clergy, students, and scholars working collectively to improve the position of the black working class. The LA Black Workers Center takes a comprehensive approach to addressing the black jobs crisis. Their programs promote access to quality jobs, racial equity in hiring and retention, discrimination-free job sites, and they prepare black workers for employment in high-wage career track jobs. The LA Black Workers Center supports workers who need help protecting their rights on the job. They give workers access to quality jobs and remove systemic barriers to employment. And they are advocating for a fair deal for black workers in the new Los Angeles City Charter. To sign up for free career readiness training, get involved in organizing, or learn about union apprenticeship programs and trade registries, please visit lablackworkercenter.org. That's lablackworkercenter.org. Together, we can beat the black jobs crisis and build a more equitable Los Angeles. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We're at Doolin's on Crenshaw. It's a special place where the neighborhood comes together. Got the fried chicken, the catfish, the candied yams, the mac and cheese. It's all delicious. I'm Isaac Bryan. I represent the Crenshaw District in the California State Legislature, and I'm supporting Tom Steyer for governor of California. California is under attack, and we need a fighter who's going to come in on day one and stand up for California values and push back. That person is Tom Steyer. Tom and I have been fighting together for the better part of a decade. Tom is the only candidate supported by smart justice because Tom has stood on the front lines of racial justice, economic justice, and true solidarity. Tom is the real deal. He's the only candidate in the race with a comprehensive plan to make the billionaires and the corporations pay their fair share so we can fund things like universal health care and education. He means what he says, and he does what we need. This is a moment when we've got to fight fire with fire, and I believe that fire is Tom Steyer.
Ad paid for by Steyer for Governor 2026.
The joint will be jumping. Ebony Repertory Theater, in association with Big Street Films, brings you one of the most beloved musicals of all time. Tony Award winner, Ain't Misbehavin'. The soulful, swinging celebration of the music of Fats Waller. From the rollicking to the romantic, this show is pure magic, full of the songs that defined an era and the voices that'll make you forget everything else for a night. Foot-stomping, heart-stirring, unforgettable. Don't miss Ain't Misbehavin' at the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center, starring Lettucey, directed by Ren T. Brown. This is the night out you've been waiting for. Tickets are going fast, so don't wait. Grab yours now at ebonyrep.org or call the box office today at 323-964-9766. Ebony Repertory Theater, bringing the culture, keeping the legacy alive.
Ain't Misbehavin' runs May 21st through June 8th at the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets now.
For the first time ever, the Action Altadena Build Together Fair and Altadena Rebuild Trade Show are coming together. If you were impacted by the Eaton Canyon fire and you're still asking, where do I start? This is for you. Join James Farr, host of KBLA Talk 1580's Conversation Live, Altadena Rising, Sunday, April 19th from 12 to 4 p.m. at the Collaboratory in Altadena. Get connected to the resources, experts, and support you need all in one place. Plus music, food, games, and prize drawings for the whole family. For more information, visit Eventbrite Altadena Rebuild Trade Show, because rebuilding starts together.
From station to stage, LA Metro connects you to the artistic heart of Los Angeles. Celebrate this National Arts Month with Metro, exploring galleries, theaters, and cultural spaces across the city. Art isn't just where you end up, it's how you get there.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Nope. Yep. Ever told on it? Nope. Ever squeezed the trigger? Yep. Ever set it up? Nope. Ever helped a brother out when he was down on his luck? You a sap? Nope. You a boss player? You a Mac? Yep. Let me hold a couple dollars. Nope. Y'all still be popping y'all collars? Yep. Stock rims on the scrape? Nope. Paint wetter than a lake? Yep. Poodle in my blood? Nope. I'm a thug? Yep. You a loser? Nope.
Jasmyne Cannick election theme song.
Nope. I love me some E40. Love me some E40. But I love that song. I love to use it whenever I talk about the election because at the end of the day, we've got choices.
We do. Yep.
Nope. And yeah.
Nope. And so Swalwell is out. You said you don't think it maybe would particularly help any certain candidate, but we'll see. I have been saying that one of the top 3 needs to drop out. I said my vote was for Porter because I think the mean boss thing hurt her enough. She probably could go somewhere, meditate, come back and run for something else.
And she's the one with the highest name recognition when you look at the polls.
Really?
Just because of all of the things that she did while she was in Congress.
Which she did some great stuff.
Yeah.
But I think she was wounded. But now that Swalwell is out, there's at least enough
no one's going.
points
Now that
to move
Swalwell's
somebody up.
gone, I think candidates are probably even more firmer in their resolve
They're gonna
to
dig in their heels,
stay right where they are. And I've said this and continue to say this. You just never know what's going to happen in these races.
Yeah.
You absolutely never know right up until the last minute what hammer is going to drop, what scandal is going to pop off. You just don't know. And so, yeah, I don't see Porter moving. I don't see Becerra stepping
It seems
down.
like he's getting a little momentum from this.
I don't see Antonio Villaraigosa moving. Betty Yee has been pretty firm. I think folks are gonna keep going.
And the sad thing is you didn't even mention Tony Thurman. So
who? No, I'm just
right,
kidding.
exactly. But I mean,
I'm just kidding. Tony.
Like you said, we don't know who could break out, who could fall off. It certainly looked like Swalwell was kind of taking on the mantle of
right. And there's Steyer,
Gavin
Mahan,
Newsom,
Matt. What's his name? Matt Mahan.
successor.
Yeah. So I saw a couple of stories where Gavin is acting like God and saying, basically the thinking is that he may have to step in and endorse someone to get the Democrats in California to make up their mind.
And we'll see if that
I'm
even
not
makes
one
a
of those
difference.
Democrats.
Yeah.
I can make up my mind just fine without Gavin Newsom's input.
Right, and we'll see how much people care. But you mentioned that the Republicans are having their own circular firing squad at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is nice. It's nice to see the discord happening on both sides.
Yeah, it's theatrical to me. It's like grab my popcorn and my red vines. I very much have the same attitude when I look at Candace Owen getting mad at Trump. It's like it's mildly amusing. Like, okay, so for folks who are not paying attention to this race, Donald Trump came out and endorsed Steve Hilton for governor on social media,
the former Fox News host,
right, and advisor to the former British Prime Minister. He did it last Sunday, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before on social media, and so the assumption was, I guess, that the California Republican Party was going to follow suit and just endorse him as well. And when they had their conference over the weekend, they did not. And there are 2 Republican candidates, Chad Bianco, who made headline news for being the sheriff that stole all them ballots, feeding into Trump's narrative about elections being fixed and people voting who shouldn't be voting. And they couldn't and actually Chad Bianco got 49% of the delegates' votes for the endorsement. Now, you need to get 60% as the threshold to actually get the endorsement, but he got more than Steve Hilton.
That's really
I think Steve
terrifying.
Hilton got 44.
That's terrifying because Chad Bianco not only stole those ballots for his so-called investigation, which has currently been halted by a judge, but he is an oath keeper. Now, he claims he's a former oath keeper, but to me, that's like former Klan. Unless you completely renounce it, you're still...
And clearly he hasn't renounced it because he's doing oath keeper-like activities along the campaign trail.
So that means like half of California's Republicans are fine electing a white supremacist as governor of the state of California.
Absolutely. So this is the part where we should care.
That's a whole problem.
And for those of us who are not, drinking that Kool-Aid and a part of that group, y'all undecided need to get off the bench and make up your mind before you do end up with either an Oath Keeper as your governor or a version of Trump with a British accent as your governor.
A Fox News host. And I know that
Yeah.
the president wants Fox News hosts in every position, ideally. But the guy's also wealthy. I mean, people talk about Tom Steyer. Hilton is wealthy.
Yeah.
But
people need to make up their mind. And we're, 53, 52 some odd days out from the election.
Crazy.
We're even less than that for early voting and ballots dropping. And so, because the election really starts when the ballots drop and get in your mailbox.
And to be fair, we've already started talking to candidates here, and we'll be talking
Yeah.
to them until we're blue in the face, pretty much until Election Day. I mean,
that's when the election ends, on Election Day. People think
Yeah.
it's just getting started. No, it ends on Election Day. But yeah, folks, you all need to make up your mind. You need to, do your research on these candidates, and if you don't feel like you're capable to do the research, you can always reach out to me because I'll steer you in the right direction, or someone else who you do trust to let you know how to vote.
And just so people are clear, you do a ballot.
I do voter
you do a sample
recommendations.
ballot. Yeah.
Absolutely. I look forward to doing it. I get giddy about it. I from the judges to the city attorney to the sheriff, you would think we only have the governor's race and the mayor's race going on in this state right now and in this city and county, but we have so many other races. There's a possibility of San Bernardino getting its first black mayor, first black woman mayor. There are all these really great races going on around. There's some messy ones. Compton, I'm talking about you. There's some messy races going on too. But so we all need to be paying attention. Folks who've been listening to me for any amount of time when it comes to politics know my favorite thing to say is know your zip code. Do not tell me what is going on in Washington, D.C., and you cannot tell me what is going on in your city and your county.
Yeah, well, we don't have time for this today, but everybody's running for my assembly member seat, Isaac Bryan.
That's mine.
That's
He's
my
mine
district.
too.
Everybody's running for that one.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk when we come forward about speaking of your research into LAPD and smaller races.
Oh, city attorney's race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ding,
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 ding, the
ding.
city
Yeah.
attorney's race.
Yes. Lots going on there.
It's what there's like 3 candidates, is it?
So John. Yes, there's 3. 2 and the incumbent.
Right. The incumbent, of course,
being Heidi
Feldstein
Soto.
Heidi Feldstein Soto is the incumbent. And she has actually just been hit with a huge, speaking of election, what do you call them? October surprises, I guess. For the primaries, they're April surprises. This breach of the LAPD database. It's not their database. It was like some kind of storage unit for data in the city attorney's office, but it has all these sensitive records. LAPD disciplinary records, lawsuits against the LAPD, all kinds of personnel records. And so now...
Yeah, they were hacked. And so the union had endorsed her. And
the police union
had endorsed her, and the Los Angeles Protective League. And they've rescinded that endorsement. Now, in politics, that's a big thing to the average voter that listens to KBLA. I don't think we care that much, just in terms of oftentimes whoever the police union is endorsing, we go the opposite direction.
Yeah.
But the city attorney's race is so critical and so important, and so many people don't know the difference between the district attorney and the city attorney. But if you care about homelessness, tenants' rights, environmental issues here in the city of LA, that's the office you need to be paying attention to.
Right. So break down the difference between the city attorney and the district attorney.
There was a joke there. But I am not going to say it.
A Feldstein Soto and a Hockerman went into a bar?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. But the difference is just, one, the obvious one, misdemeanors, felonies, but just also, too, like I said, homelessness is a huge issue in our city. And primarily, those issues are dealt with out of the city attorney's office. So when we talk about unhoused people being ticketed, unhoused people being fined.
Right, it's misdemeanors, right?
Yes, all of that comes out of the city attorney's office when we look at tenants' rights issues, landlord-tenant, all of that stuff, again, falls into the purview of the city attorney's office. There are a lot of people who are big on the environment, and we should be. Those issues tend to come out also of the city attorney's office, a lot of business issues as well. And so the city attorney's office is humongous, and they play a huge role in our day-to-day life here in Los Angeles. And, 4 years ago, Heidi was elected. I didn't support her. I did not vote for her at the time. As a matter of fact, I worked for her on her competitor's campaign. And I know that a lot of people are not happy with her. I'm not going to say it. I'll do it after the break because I just want to double check my research, but I'm almost pretty sure. I don't need to, but I will. Let's just say her Democratic roots don't go too far down in the ground.
All right. More on this because this is an important race. The city attorney is the legal advisor to the city council and the mayor and every city department. So if he or she is conservative, then his or her conservative viewpoints will actually influence all kinds of other city policies and departments and the way they move. So this is a race that we should pay more attention to, and it's getting kind of spicy, so maybe we will. More straight ahead on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
Can we just talk?
You've heard me say it before, how we talk to one another matters. Earlier this year, we launched our first cohort, and I'm grateful to those who leaned in early and helped to shape the work. Now I'm inviting you to join me for a new live seminar, The Practice of Dialogue, Becoming a More Effective Communicator. This is a small group experience designed to help you strengthen how you communicate in your work, your relationships, and your everyday life. Space is limited to keep the experience personal and interactive. So if you're ready to take your communication to the next level, now is the time to focus on the skills that make conversations meaningful. The new 4-week cohort begins Monday, May 4th, and there's a nice discount for early bird registrants. Visit TavishTalks.com to learn more and reserve your place today. That's TavishTalks.com, because better conversations don't just happen, we practice them.
For the first time ever, the Action Altadena Build Together Fair and Altadena Rebuild Trade Show are coming together. If you were impacted by the Eaton Canyon fire and you're still asking, where do I start? This is for you. Join James Farr, host of KBLA Talk 1580's Conversation Live, Altadena Rising, Sunday, April 19th from 12 to 4 p.m. at the Gubernatorial in Altadena. Get connected to the resources, experts, and support you need all in one place. Plus music, food, games, and prize drawings for the whole family. For more information, visit Eventbrite Altadena Rebuild Trade Show, because rebuilding starts together.
From station to stage, LA Metro connects you to the artistic heart of Los Angeles. Celebrate this National Arts Month with Metro, exploring galleries, theaters, and cultural spaces across the city. Art isn't just where you end up, it's how you get there.
Roger and Tracy saved over $18,400. Cynthia was recovering from a family tragedy and saved over $10,300. If you are drowning in debt, then call Debt Blue. Debt Blue is a professional debt negotiation firm with over 20 years of experience helping people pay back a fraction of what they owe. Learn how to cut your debt up to half or maybe more. Be debt-free in 24 to 48 months, even with bad credit. With an A+ rating from the BBB, you can rest easy knowing Debt Blue is going to deliver guaranteed debt reduction. Debt Blue offers a success guarantee guarantee you pay nothing unless your debt is reduced or completely resolved. That's right, you save money or it's free. Call now for significant debt relief and a free consultation. 800-200-8879. That's 800-200-8879. You don't have to declare bankruptcy. This program works if you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in debt. Call for your free consultation today. 800-200-8879. That's 800-200-8879.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio. KBLA Talk 1580.
Talk 1580. Man, there's a lot going on. It's election season. We're going to be busy. We're going to try to draft Jasmine a little more because we got so much to unpack and uncover. So we were talking about the city attorney's race. The main candidate I've been hearing about going against Heidi Feldstein Soto is Marissa Roy.
Yes.
What do we know about her?
Well, Marissa has been, she actually, to my surprise, and I say that, I was very surprised. She did get the endorsement of the Democratic Party, the Los Angeles County Democratic Party, the party that I am a delegate in.
Why were you surprised? I mean, she's coming out of Bonta's office, right? The state attorney general.
Well, this is also a party that endorsed Villanueva, then couldn't vote to censor him after he did all the crazy things he
and
did.
hasn't weighed in on governor, right?
It has not. No, they just ratified what the state party did, which was no endorsement.
Right.
So yeah, no, I was surprised. But Marissa's backed by a lot of labor. She has a ton of labor support. She has a lot of support from LA Ford, Ground Game, even the Democratic Socialists.
Really? She's a deputy attorney general in the Department of Justice Consumer Protection section.
Yeah. And she's got the endorsements. And then you got John McKinney.
Right, a prosecutor.
The deputy district attorney out of Nathan Hockman's office. Now, if you remember, he also ran for district attorney against Hockman that long ago. My assumption is that the union, for example, like the police union, will probably throw their weight behind him.
McKinney, certainly the prosecutor should.
Yeah, so we'll see.
He's a black man.
He is.
He's also a
That's
prosecutor.
why I said my assumption is I don't know. He is a black man.
Right.
But he's also a prosecutor. So, there's that going for him with them. So we'll see what happens in there with that. And then you were saying there's another person who I've actually not heard of.
Ida Ashuri. She's a staff attorney at Public Counsel and Legal Aid Foundation of LA. She represents tenants and low-income small business owners. She also worked for the LA City Attorney and the San Diego City Attorney.
Okay.
I didn't know much about her. She says she's going to hold landlords accountable for tenant harassment. Obviously, she's coming from legal aid. She probably has a more pro-tenant, more pro-working class perspective. Whether or not she has a chance is another question. She's been endorsed by Peace and Freedom Party, Biking While Black, and Stop the Gondola Coalition. But you said you were going to look in your files for something you wanted to verify regarding Feldstein.
Yeah, we're going to leave that alone because I didn't have time to really get into it. But let's just say that Heidi is on the more conservative side, and I don't even think she herself would argue with that description. She is very conservative. And since she's, taken over the city attorney's office, there have been a few issues. This latest one is the one that's, making all the news.
The LAPD hack, which caused them to withdraw their endorsement. But I don't know that they'll endorse elsewhere.
Who knows? They may. That's why I said the only
Maybe
other person
McKinney.
that makes sense would be McKinney, but we'll have to see what happens there. But there are people who were upset with Heidi for her office sued one of the journalists.
She's
for the photographs of the. Remember when there was the officer photographs and that whole public records situation. So that's just another thing.
She's tried to block
the California Public Records Act.
Right.
She's So there's.
And she tried to block a contract for free eviction protection services, which
so this may be
for renters.
I'm okay with a one-term elected official because in your first term, your job is to show us, the voters and your constituents, that you are doing what you promised to do on the campaign trail. If we are unhappy with your performance in your first term, we are under no obligation to re-elect you. And we saw it happen with Villanueva. We saw it happen with McDonald. We saw it happen with Jackie Lacey. Like, these are not positions for life, even if they don't have term limits. Okay. So I'm okay with that. Like, if you had a term in office and the majority of the voters don't feel like you did what they wanted you to do as in that office, that is the voters' responsibility and right to say, hey, let's bring in someone else and see what they've got. And whoever comes in may be better, may not be better, but that is why we have elections every 4 years. Not every 8 people, not only when it's time for the president. Our most important elections are the local ones.
Yeah. Jasmyne Cannick, time flies when you're on the radio. What do you want to leave us with this morning?
Oh, have a great day. Just, have a great day. Keep from being unalived. Be nice.
Remind us where to find you.
IamJasmyne.com. Jasmine with the Y, JSMYNE. And I'm on all the socials.
Man, oh my. All right. Thank you for coming in. It's always great to see you. And hopefully we'll get to talk again soon because I got a lot of questions. Paul says Tom Steyer needs to come in for our First Things First interview. Look,
they all do.
We have invited them all. We've invited all the mayors, all the sheriffs.
They need to advertise too.
Our first sheriff candidate will be here Thursday. It is on. You're going to be hearing from a lot of these folks, judges, and not every race, but the ones that impact us. And you know who I'm talking about.
Know your zip code, folks. You got choices.
Know your zip code. Choice, yes?
No.
KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Misty Jordan with BIN News. Now, 44-year-old Anthony Griffin is dead after being fatally shot by New York Police Department detectives Saturday at Grand Central Terminal. Police say Griffin attacked 3 people and charged at officers with a machete. Police Commissioner